Good afternoon and welcome back to the West Ham Network. My name is Anton and you are joining me for today's Hammers headlines on the 5th of April in association with the guys over at kumb.com. Go and check them out on the website, on their forum, of course, on their YouTube channel. Make sure you go and check out our West Ham Daily, as I have discussed earlier on today, the fixture pile-up that's coming up, and the challenge for top four is wide open. The challenge for the Champions League is wide open, and it's really for anyone after that fantastic victory from Crystal Palace over Arsenal yesterday. Everyone's playing everyone. Brighton are a key feature in most of those games moving forward as well. So it's going to make for interesting finish to the Premier League season. I just wonder if West Ham are there or thereabouts for the push for the top four. Of course, we've got the European campaign, which starts again this Thursday. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. Let's get the atmosphere rocking and rolling inside that stadium. I'll be down for it. Can't wait. So it's going to be exciting. If you are new around here, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscription button. Also hit the thumbs up as well. That will be fantastic. Tonight, you need to join our channel for another fantastic My Hammers 11 live, where you'll also get to interact with the ex-professional player that is Keith Robson. So make sure you do come on and join Russ as he goes through the My Hammers 11 at 9 o'clock tonight. Make sure you do check that out. Now, first up, and the first story today of our Hammers headlines, is the fact that ex-West Ham boss Slaven Bilic has sent a warning to David Moyes. And he says, if you don't ask, you don't get, with the West Ham owners ahead of the big summer rebuild. After a hugely disappointing January transfer window, given what we had to play for, the pressure is on the West Ham board to seriously back Moyes this summer. And following the arrival of Daniel Kaczynski, the Czech billionaire, as our club's second biggest stakeholder in November, and Rob Newman from Man City as head of recruitment before that, expectations have highly risen over the quality of player West Ham will be in for, and to continue to bring the brilliant progress that we have made in the last 2 years. This summer, West Ham face a massive rebuild, as Moyes has also admitted himself. West Ham have the second oldest squad in the Premier League and a whole host of players out of contract, retiring or set to leave as they're not part of the manager's plans. And it surprised supporters, pundits, that West Ham failed to sign any new recruits in January. And Moyes has since claimed that he does have the board's backing, but the fact remains the club did not get deals done for the players that the manager wanted back in January. There'll be no excuses, though, this summer, with the focus very much on GSB and the new man Kaczynski. But one man who worked under three of those four key West Ham figures was former Hammers manager Slaven Bilic. He, after having a successful farewell bowl-in season under Bilic, West Ham were linked to a whole host of top players, including William Carvalho, Alexander Lacazette, Batshuayi, you name it, players left, right, and centre. But we ended up making a host of underwhelming signings, such as Gokantor, Simone Zaza on loan, Havard Nordveit, and Adrian Alvaro Arbiola on free transfers. But in an interview with The Athletic recently, Bilic effectively warned Moyes, if you don't ask, you won't get, with the West Ham owners ahead of the summer rebuild. Because Bilic made it clear he blames himself for not pushing hard enough for the transfers and players he wanted during his time at West Ham. He said, when you lose your job, it's not ideal, but you learn from it. He said, at West Ham and West Brom, I made a few mistakes. After the first season at West Ham, I didn't push for new players. If I asked for new signings and we didn't get any, I'd just get on with my job and work with the squad. But I should have fought a bit harder to improve the quality of the team. Looking back, I let myself down, and hopefully in my next job, it will be difficult. It will be different. Moyes simply cannot afford to make the same mistake to West Ham this summer, and Moyes is in a fantastic position of strength to push harder for the club to show ambition than perhaps any West Ham manager before him. So that will make interesting times ahead for this summer. Get your comments in and let me know your thoughts on Bilic's warning to David Moyes as well. Next up on the story is the fact that a player that has previously been linked to West Ham, who I think we should challenge and go for. And the summer window, like we said, there's so much work to be done at West Ham. And if we especially want to continue our trajectory and joining the elite next season, a number of positions in Moyes' first team squads requiring much greater depth or upgrading upon current positions. One such position is central midfield. Mark Noble's retiring at the end of the season, which I am not ready for. And Alex Kroll, having failed to impress during a season-long loan at West Ham, it's probably been reported that we're not going to take up our option to buy the player and we'll send him back to his parent club. And with it being recently reported that Leicester City's Youri Tielemans, a player that, like I said, we've been linked to previously, looks as if will be available to sign for just £25 million this summer. The Belgium international would appear to be a perfect candidate to revolutionise West Ham's midfield under Moyes. The midfield maestro would make a fantastic addition to West Ham's midfield. He's got everything. He's got goals from outside the box, creativity. He works hard. He dictates the game. He's very competitive and he's at a good age. The best is yet to come from Tielemans. Leicester could be forced to let him go because players like Tielemans deserve to be playing in Europe. And if West Ham could offer him that, then joining really wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. It's not difficult to understand why a player may feel this way, as this 24-year-old has proven and proven something of a revelation since the £40 million permanent move to the King Power back in 2019. Indeed, over his 23 Premier League appearances this season, he is on 120k a week. He has been influential in the Brendan Rodgers side, scoring 6 goals, registering 2 assists, and creating 4 big chances for his teammates, as well as taking an average of 2 shots and making 1.3 key passes per game. He's also impressed in the rest of the metrics for a typical player in his position, making an average of nearly 1 interception per game, 2 tackles per game, nearly 2 clearances a game. He has, on average, 43 passes and winning nearly 5 duels at a success rate of 52% per fixture. Considering the fact that it would just cost barely £8 million more to sign Tielemans than it would to sign the £17 million valued Alex Kroll this summer, it's clear for all to see at West Ham that the board will need to send and probably are going to send Kroll back to his parent club this summer. Maybe we should do everything in our power to bring in the Belgium international Leicester City star. However, they're saying potentially available for 25 million. Will they let the big star man go for 25 million, or will they want to recoup as much money as they possibly can? Leicester City have got a history of bringing in good money for their players, so it'll be interesting to see should West Ham want to make a statement of intent. What do you think from the quality of Tielemans? Do you think he would suit West Ham? Do you think we'll go for him? Do you think we'll pay the money for him? Next up, though, is a new feature. Again, something we're going to do. We're going to be talking about the West Ham under-23 squad because it's an exciting time to be a West Ham fan, not just for the first team, but for the development team. And last week and on Monday, West Ham beat Spurs 3-1 in the under-23 game. Fantastic result. Sonny Perkins, Thierry Nevers, and Kamari Swire scored at the Rushden Stadium in the London Derby against Spurs to secure a second consecutive win for the under-23 squad. The victory combined with results elsewhere meant that West Ham are only 6 points behind Manchester City in top spot, but we do have 2 games in hand on the league leaders, meaning a fascinating end to the Premier League 2 Division 1 campaign is in the side's hands. Mark Robson, who of course is the lead coach, took delight in the team collecting the 3 vital points. He says, and he knows the development side can give even more between now and the end of the season. He went on to say, we're delighted with the win. It's 2 wins now in the bounce after the Brighton game and what was perhaps not the greatest run. I didn't think we started the game overly well, but it wasn't until late in the first half we started to get a real foothold. It was a very even game, and I said to the boys at halftime, they needed a bit more energy, and we certainly got that in the second half. I still think we could give even more, but we're pleased to come in with 3 points. In terms of results and wins, it was good, but I've been saying to the lads, I want to see more quality from them. If they can up the level of performances, we will need that. We want them to get into the first team, but to do that, they need to produce at a level that's better than what you get at under 23s football. The performances are so important from a progression standpoint. Other good news from the game, though, was the fact that Harrison Ashby made his return to the West Ham under 23s, and he was delighted to be involved in the game and then gain the 3 points in Monday's 3-1 victory. Perkins superbly finished from Harrison Ashby's low cross just before halftime to give West Ham the advantage before Thierry Nevers headed home from a free kick from Langelo's cross just before the interval. And then substitute Kamari Swire's cool finish just moments after coming on ensured that we walked away with the 3 points against Tottenham. Mark Robson went on to say to score a second from a set piece was really pleasing. It settled us a bit because we're not quite firing as much as I'd like us to. These are the moments where we are, but we're not finding the form we've had a few months ago, but I know it will come back. I see the boys every day in training, and it will come back, and it's great as we head into these last 4 league games. Monday's match was the start of a busy run of fixtures for the under-23s who travelled to play Blackburn Rovers on Friday before facing Leeds United in the Premier League Cup on Monday. And Robson went on to say it's a really busy run to the end of the season. I've got no doubts that we'll be calling on every player in the squad in the coming weeks to lift their game. We need to stay focused around everything, and the lads need to come in each morning brightly and not have any excuses. We want to try and win every game between now and the end of the season. And if we do, we give ourselves a good chance, of course, of being successful. So what do you think of the update there on the under-23s? The future looks bright. The future is claret and blue. And I just wonder if any of these players will make the step up into the first team squad moving forward for seasons to come. But all things are looking good. All things are looking bright. Fingers crossed now we move on to Europa League and we can go and get a result against Lyon at home in the Europa League quarterfinals. Thanks for watching. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you join us at 9 o'clock tonight for the My Hammers 11 live with Russ. You'll enjoy it. Great content. Make sure you engage with the chat as well. Stay safe, everyone, and come on, you Irons.